9A is a police telecommunications presentation by Police Chief Al Steffen.
This is so much the presentation, but to give you an update on the situation. We've been a member of Northwest Community Dispatch since 1989, 1990. During that period of time, we are a voting member of Northwest Central Dispatch. There's an executive council and we have representation on the board. But we're also the smallest partner out of all the communities that make up Northwest Central Dispatch. And we're talking Arlington Heights, Schaumburg, Palatine, Mount Prospect, Elk Grove Village, Rolling Meadows, Buffalo Grove. I think I've left out one or two. In 2008, we entered into a project where they looked at updating the records management system and that computer-aided dispatch system that would make everything integrated within all the Northwest Central communities. Moving forward on that, it was implemented 2009, 2010 at substantial costs, and we moved forward with that project, and we did an implementation at Prospect Heights where we switched over all our computer systems in regards to records management to be compatible with what was going on in Northwest Central. Over the course of the next 5 years, the bigger departments were very unhappy with the product that was provided by the vendor. We didn't have an issue with it. It served our purpose as well. We are now looking to go away from the vendor that is providing that service, and they want to enter into another project and redo the whole thing and update accordingly, which will require another significant investment on our part. Estimated right now, if the board authorizes $1 million from their reserves, it'll cost us approximately $100,000 over the course of 2 years, and I will have to make a commitment by the end, or at some point in 2017. I like being part of Northwest Central Dispatch. They certainly provide a gold standard, and it's an excellent service. The only drawback that we have by participating with Northwest Central Dispatch is that we share a channel with 2 other towns, and sometimes it is tough to get airtime when you have both Mount Prospect and Elk Grove talking at the same time. So I've spoken with the director, John Ferrero, at Northwest Central, and told him that we have some concerns about committing to such a big upgrade, especially when we don't need to have a Cadillac system. And he said, well, it can be a la carte, that we can pick and choose what we want, but we're going to have to make the commitment one way or the other. Well, Northwest Central is not the only combined dispatch center around. Wheeling has a combined dispatch center that they dispatch for Des Plaines Police Department and Wheeling Police Department. Glenview, there's at least 5 departments that they dispatch to, and I think that part of my due diligence at least would be to explore the possibilities. It might save us money by looking at other departments, and we might end up actually getting better service as far as not having to share a band with so many other users as a result of doing so. Might not either. But I'm basically expressing to the council that, and again, just for all the reasons that we talked about tonight, I'm looking at trying to reduce our liabilities as well, and still get a quality service that will serve our needs. So as a result, I do plan on reaching out to other combined dispatch systems and do a report before having to make a commitment to Northwest Central to kind of examine our options.
Yeah, Chief. By doing this integrated network, I'm trying to understand it. Does that mean that we have sort of simultaneous communication, or they can hear us and we can hear them, and we coordinate better, or something like that?
Right now, we share a dispatch channel with two other towns. We're the third town out. So most other Northwest Central frequencies have 2 towns. We're on the only channel that has 3, and we're too small to have our own.
Right.
So wherever we go, we'll end up being with somebody else, most likely. There's no standalone, there's very few standalone dispatch systems anymore. One, because federal regulations have mandated departments below certain numbers look at consolidation, otherwise risk losing funding mechanisms. So what you have is these consolidated systems like Northwest Central, you have Glenview now, you have Lake Zurich, right, Foxconn up in Lake County.
So when you're on this type of network, if you got to communicate something, let's say you're town B, and town A is communicating something, are you able to communicate? It's like the old party line then.
Well, what happens is that as soon as somebody keys up, that freezes that network.
Okay, all right. Old party line.
Right, and you can't break in.
Right. Okay.
And so consequently, what we find is that a lot of times that our officers are switching over to our public works radio frequency to communicate inter-car. So they'll call out a traffic stop on our local frequency as opposed to one on Northwest Central, which is problematic because now you don't have a dispatcher that knows where you're at. And the only thing that you're doing is letting your fellow officers know where you're at, your supervisor. So I guess my point is being on Northwest Central, even though it is a gold medal dispatch center, also has drawbacks to us because of the fact that we're the smallest town that's a member there. And they got to find some way to fit us in. At the same time, is that if they want to upgrade and if they want to have this Cadillac system, we also have to pay our percentage that goes along with it.
Got it. Thank you.
When you say upgrade, you're talking about the computer systems, right?
We're talking about their records management and their computer-aided dispatch systems, which are all computer-based, yes.
Do they give you, or have they decided yet or determined yet how much it's going to cost to upgrade? And what's our portion? Is it by number of people we have, or is it by everybody getting 1/3 or whatever?
It's by our voting share proportion.
Okay.
And right now, again, the board it's probably going to be $3 to $4 million total to pay for this.
And what share do we get?
Right now, we're looking at just on the base, what our share to upgrade this is going to be probably about, I believe it was it 50,000?
Sounds about right.
50,000 over 2 years. So it'll be $100,000 to us. Now that's just our share. We will also have to pay for our internal upgrades that we'd have to match to be able to use their system and use their network, and then we'd have to upgrade everything in the mobile dispatch terminals that are in the squad cars. So there's going to be other costs on top of that will be factored in.
And if we join someone else, Wheeling, you mentioned, who else? Glenview?
Glenview or...
What does that mean? Are they already upgraded and we pay less?
Well, we're looking for a certain level of quality. You know, we certainly wouldn't want to reduce the quality, but we'd like to go basically by going out and say, hey, can you do this for us, and how much how much will you,
It will
cost us?
and we just want to stress, we're kicking tires.
Yeah.
We're open-minded, and open-minded means we're open-minded to alternatives, but also open-minded to staying. Because other alternatives might also have a buy-in too, so it's, we just want to let you know what, and so you don't hear from somebody else.
What's the new system? Is it StarCom or what is it?
no, we're already at StarCom.
Okay.
What they are unhappy with our current system is ID Networks.
Mhm.
They provide our records management and our CAD system.
Okay.
And apparently the dispatchers are very unhappy with ID Networks because it doesn't do things that they would like it to do. And there's other vendors out there that can provide a better
And which
system.
one are they going to?
Well, right now, we're in the process, we've had Tyler Industries come out and provide a demo. We're looking at the next, is TriTech, I believe, is the next group that's coming out to pitch it. Over this year, we're going to be interviewing a number of vendors, and then they'll make the selection based upon those interviews. We can talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
It's kind of good you're going out that way because it gives you a certain amount of leverage.
All right, let's go around the table. Is there a walkaway cost from Northwest?
We invested in 2010 in their radio upgrades to bring us to the StarCom level of operation, and it would, at the time, it was a $5 million upgrade. I was told, and I've been asking to try to get a hard number on this, that our portion of what's left would come to be about $200,000, between $200,000 to $220,000
Everybody have to pay
if we walked away.
if we walked away. All right, Alderman Williamson?
Thank you. Chief, so we pay a portion, okay, a percentage, if you will.
Right.
So if another municipality or community decides that they're going to walk away in this time frame as well, then our portion would increase?
Correct.
Okay, or if they joined, it would decrease?
Or it should decrease, yes.
And it sounds to me from like what you said that it's kind of a trend that departments are bringing this on and consolidating amongst themselves. You know, say Glenview or Wheeling and Des Plaines and things like that, kind of moving away from what is it, Red Central or Northwest Central Dispatch?
Well, there are certain towns that have always had their own dispatch center. There's some smaller towns like Norwich and Highland Park at one time had their own dispatch center.
Sure.
And now, as part of federal guidelines, you're saying towns below certain populations should move towards consolidation. Now, some towns that are more forward-thinking, like Arlington Heights back when they started Northwest Central, were way ahead of the ball game.
Oh, so Northwest Central is Arlington Heights Police Department's dispatch center.
Correct.
Okay, and they're doing nothing different than what Wheeling or Glenview or anybody else is doing?
No, if anything, they're operating at, it's a gold standard that they're operating at. What Glenview's trying to do is Glenview's trying to create their own Northwest Central.
Okay.
Wheeling's trying to do the same thing. So, you know, there might be advantages that they might offer because they want to build up their system, and they might offer a package for somebody that wanted to leave. At the same time, again, Joe used the perfect term, kicking tires, because, you know, I'm also trying to make a point to Northwest Central is that, you know, just because everybody else, you know, they have the luxury of not worrying about having to pay for this, you know, I have to look at our bottom line.
Sure.
And at a certain point, it becomes expensive.
I thought it was a private entity. I didn't know it was affiliated with the police department.
It's actually managed by a board of community representatives. So.
Right.
Okay.
All right, Alderman,
I've always deferred to your best judgments.
Thank you.
Alderman Messer.
I don't have any questions, but I think it's a good idea that you're looking into the other possibilities that we have.
Alderman Rosenthal?
I would agree with Alderman Messer. It's a good thing, and you can wage some leverage by doing this, going out there.
All right, Alderman Ludwig?
I agree. I just have a quick question. I was trying to find it here in our budget update. What is the amount we spend, just to get an idea of what we spend on Northwest,
Currently,
Yeah.
we're about $250,000 a year.
Yeah.
aside from assessments? That's just our regular use?
That's our annual assessment, and part of that is our.
Well, I mean, assessments like for the technology upgrade that we still.
That's including the current technology, the radio upgrade that we committed to. Anything that we're gonna pay going forward is gonna be above that.
That seems to be about 100,000 for 2 years.
Correct.
Okay. All right, anything else you want to add? Go kick tires, otherwise.
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brings us to item